Howdy, everybody. It's Jurston. I am gonna set this up real quick. Get the shared information that I need. Let me refresh this. So I'll start right at 6, or try to start right at 6. So, okay, showing on live. That's all good. And then we're gonna take this. It's a me, Negrio. I'm gonna stop. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop. Um, I think that would have done the trick, but just in case, because you don't have to go through this every single week in terms of which link is the right link. And it is. Oh my gosh. All right. So I think I can get by with this. Don't need that. Definitely don't want to give you that. And right there, and I think that would do it just fine. Okay, I'm gonna pop this chat out too, like so. And I'll just say something on the lines of howdy everyone. Okay. So then we're going to minimize this. Yeah. I'm going to put this right here. I do wish that I had a second monitor, but I use my laptop as my desktop, and there are adapters in which you can actually turn your USB into another HDMI, but the drivers for that one that I have like broke my computer. Like it would just like the drivers just got confused with some other stuff, and it was just a disaster, tremendous disaster. So I said that rather than risking all that happening again, I don't want to install those drivers again, but I'm hoping that it doesn't do them again. So I just whatever. I had to figure something else out. It would have been really great if I could use my pen monitor that I'm using here as my second screen, but that's what I was trying to do initially, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. So yeah. But anyway, guys, we're at 6:02 now. So as Philip DeFranco says, let's just jump right into it. Does anybody else watch that? I don't know. Anyway, so here's the problem that I'm having. I'll get this grid off of here. Okay, so I'll bring it back up. So the problem I'm having, and I'll start some of these tunes too, is that oh dear. And I'm gonna get a copyright strike because this is all my material, so bugger off. The problem though is that I am looking for this to be a monochrome kind of thing, but if you look at the actual game, actually I'll probably pause this for a second. Look at the actual game itself. And this is where I told you guys I was going to start implementing this stuff in there, or the backgrounds in there. So I've kind of started that process now. So I wanted to look obviously more interesting than this. I wanted some different lighting in there. You can see like a little stream of light right there. I'm just experimenting right now. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me let me know. Remember that song by Aaliyah? Does anybody remember Aaliyah? Let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna stop. I think what I might do here is do a little bit of lighting, but at the same time, because I had I had a GIMP version of this, XCF file version of this, but somehow I didn't save it, even though I could have sworn that I did. I could have sworn that I saved that thing, but my computer wanted to update, and we know the rest is history. So we all know how awesome the updates for Microsoft are, and how convenient they are a lot of times too. Excuse me. Drinking some water here. I don't turn the AC on in my house, so it's like 5,000 degrees in here. Luckily, I have a fan for my little mini fans and things like that, so it kind of keeps me cool. But you'll hear me drinking water from time to time. Anyway. Okay, let's grab this yellow right here, and we'll make some walls. I'm gonna build a wall. Oh man. With a big beautiful door. Not kidding. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop it. Oh man. We'll do this in a block right here. Oh yeah, that's right. Duh. Yeah, if I had my XCF, I could just, do things a lot simpler. But I don't, so no use crying over spilled milk. Who even says that anymore? I don't even know when I said that. Anyway. I'll crank this up just a little bit more. So that looks okay. Just during the room layout and everything, and I can add stuff to it, yada yada yada. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. So I might end up replacing all of this anyway. To have a nice black and white, cause that's kind of the theme of the Black Simulator. I don't know. That's kind of a silly thing to say, isn't it? Though it's like there's other cultures and races other than just ours. So into the black and white, I don't know. It's kind of this weird, like, abusive relationship that we have with each other into the black versus white. And like all the other minorities in the U.S. are kind of like, hey, we're here too. Do we have a shared experience, or is that just you two beefing and struggling it out? Like so. Because you can't say that, well, other minorities haven't been through atrocities or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, not to the scale of, like, slavery or whatever, but, there was some also not very nice things done to Japanese people. Especially during the war, so, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway. But I was trying to, I might do, like, a monochrome, like, black and white looking thing, so it might look really, really interesting. But again, I truly don't know. That's why I'm kind of asking for help from you guys as well. To participate for those who join in later on. I think Clint Fleetwood was saying that, dude, that's like the time when all the evangelists are like, from Southern Baptist conventions are like, doing their Wednesday night services and passing out chicken and gravy and biscuits and stuff. It's like, thank you, Clint. You are appreciated. And Flint does really good work. His name's Clint. I said Flint. Clint Fleetwood. That's why I said Flint. But he does really great work. and he does it for the children. Um, so check his stuff out. I guess he has a Patreon for that too. But Clint Fleetwood is a really good guy. He actually teaches teenagers how to do games and does seminars with them and camps with them and just teaches them that kind of stuff. Something I've wanted to do myself, but you know, I dropped the ball on my opportunity a while back, so I had to kind of see if I can squeeze my way back in there in terms of some kind of favor. It was not good. Like, I got my wires crossed and I wasn't managing my time or this means scheduled, unscheduled completely. People who know me are kind of like, you, Justin? No. Shut up. But I was supposed to be there the day of, and I completely missed it because I thought it was another day. So, and this is at a YMCA center, so I wanted to do it then, but I botched that one. But whatever, it's all good. We won't worry about that right now. The main thing that I really want to look at is what I was working on, fooling around with a little bit, which was this. Not quite sure what to do with this. Now, obviously, you can't stand like that because that looks terrible. Oops, put a dungeon loop in there. So let me do this. This is put in a specific spot, so I don't want to mess with that too much. Maybe something like that. We'll do a grid too. We'll also use some smudgery. It goes on smooth, just like that. Experimenting right now, seeing how this goes, like this. Okay, that's top. I'm going to overwrite this because this is in the proper spot, so it's going to go ahead and hit save. Right there, by the pictures, yeah. And we'll do the same thing for this one right here too. And we'll see what we come up with. Apparently that didn't save in the right spot. So let's try that again. Bob Saget. No, it did. What is the problem there, I Are a Baboon? Did anybody watch that show? Whatever. Okay. The Loneliest live stream. Okay, so that should be top. Export as in pictures. Right. Blah, 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 blah. Right. 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 Okay, I see the lighting. So see any other changes that I did. Oh, 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 oh. I think I know what I did. This, yeah. It's even on the bottom of the parallax. That's what all it is. There we go. Okay. See, this is looking a little bit more consistent. If I go down here, for example, actually, let me go ahead and get my clothes. By the way, I fixed the location of the popo meter and the ignition meter. So now you can actually see them. That's nice, isn't it? Good God. Let's see how this is. It's a little bit more consistent than just the these graphics. Because that all does was just placeholders. Doesn't mean that it looks better right now, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. So then, what I probably need to do is to adjust my additive. So this is how it's done. Is that there is a script, a JavaScript script, that makes it possible for you to bind your pictures to the map. Otherwise, it just kind of floats around like you see my ignition meter and my popo meter, and that's what would happen normally. But this binds it. But this script right here binds it in there. So I just tell bind picture to map. That's a plugin command, and then I note its identity, which is picture number 7. So number 7, and then I want it to go to the bottom. The other commands are right here below tile map, below characters, below weather, or at the top. So I can put these also above characters and things like that. You know, map them out by each quote unquote layer and do it that way. So that's actually how I made a lot of Release in terms of its artwork and everything. Working with this has been a lot simpler. Release was done in RPG Maker VX, and that thing is now almost 10 years old. It might be older than that. I thought it came out in 2008 or 7, so it could be actually older than that. So that's kind of a thing. Oh boy! But luckily the Eden engine has come to the rescue, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Don't worry about learning a new engine though. But it'll be a lot more than what I could have ever dreamed it would have been before in terms of Release. But anyway, I digress. This is what I need to be looking at right here. Picture number 8. And picture number 8 is the top of this is additive. So let's increase the opacity up maybe. Let's do it by 100 and 170. That'll be probably too much, but we're just kind of calibrating it, seeing what works, what doesn't work, stuff like that. So here we go. Yeah. So obviously we don't want it that bright. So this is something else I was wanting to experiment with too. A monochrome. So, like, something more. Something more like an actual black and white. And actually do a bilinear like that. No, that's not gonna work. Maybe that might work. Yeah, like I said, guys, today I am experimenting with some things. I'm having trouble getting this into the right vision or mode or whatever. You know, I'm just not quite sure or sold on the idea of a monochrome. I was praying one day and I felt as though this was the direction I should be going. But I'm trying to make it work. So, truly, I do not know if this will work or not. I'm learning alongside with you guys. Hey, you guys! Alright. So then, let's maybe try this one, see what happens. What's interesting about that is that he really does like turn lighter. Michael Jackson from the Jacksons. Shimon. I'm gonna stop. Okay. Okay. Now, what if I just didn't make it additive? This is kind of a... I like accidental discoveries. I really enjoy those. As Bob Rice says, happy accidents. Just happy accidents. But I like to just screw around with all of the different things. It might give me an idea, because that definitely gave me an idea how I can make this thing work, and just in terms of the lighting. Because it can look really cool if I do this right. And I'm all about things looking really cool. Now what if we got really crazy and just did this whole thing in black and white? Pardon me just a second. My wife is pinging me. Oh, wait. Hey, what's going on, David Dahl? Are you good, man? And if you are, how good are you? Oh. And pardon me a moment, I am texting the wife. I know that it's not courteous to you guys in a live stream, but as they say, happy life, or happy wife, less arguing. I'm on the great level. Is that Adam Sandler screaming as your icon? Because that's funny, because that's what it looks like. Okay, there we go. It's Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber too. Okay, I can't see it from here. Alright. Well, cowabunga. Man, David Dahl's in the building. So, David, what I was saying when sharing was that I'm trying to experiment with the look of the lighting of this thing. So, I am just fooling around with these different ideas. I like accidental discoveries. As I was saying before, Bob Ross says these are happy accidents. So I like accidental discovery. So I'm exploring about something that I prayed about, and I saw it to be more monochrome, and I'm just going to go ahead and dive into that because I'm fighting the monochrome in terms of the black and white because I think it'll look a certain way, which is not necessarily a good way. But let's just step out in faith and see what happens if I just change this whole thing to being black and white. God, I love saying white like that. So let's go ahead and make sure we close this lineup right here so we can do some surgery. Oops. I'm going to put up my mind. Okay, here we go. Oops. I didn't click on anything. It's all good. Alright. So then I'm going to make a duplicate of this. And so I can fart around with the rest of this. Duplicate that. So whenever I am do some major changes, I always duplicate the other layers so that if I do something, I can just kind of go back to it, just in case I know the backspace or undo enough or something screwy happens or whatever. You know how life is. Always one step away to kicking you in the nuts. So let's see what we can get. We get here. I'm just going ahead, bam, get rid of that, and then we're going to take a white. Put that over there like that, and then we're going to go to layer, objects, blah 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 blah, pattern overlay, and we'll experiment with this. Might replace this with my own patterns. Yeah, it might have problems with interpreting this as it being truly black and white. Oh, there we go. And we'll just reverse the selection here, or invert their selection, sorry. Shazam! And we'll back it off some too. It's looking pretty strong. Alright, we'll do that. And now, oops. We'll just make these walls white, like that. Now, what we'll do with the lighting is, I think we're going to take some, we'll take some of this, and then we'll go and program additive on top of that and see what that looks like. How about that? You know what? Her 5 seconds of fame is just about up. I had to pray for her. That's the how about that, girl. Oh, I don't think I saved it. Let's just go ahead and save that real quick. There we go. So we just run around and take a look at it. Let's take a look at it, guys. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it looks kind of chromy, not necessarily like a true black and white, because obviously there's some gray in there because of the pattern. But I wanted some texture. What do you think so far, David? Got any suggestions? Ah, okay. That's all cool, Dave. I will smoke with you later then, homie. Okay. And I appreciate that too. Hmm. I think what might be interesting too is maybe a sharper line. Like, we'll take this. We'll just make this white. All right. Let's see what we got now. Huh. That is super wacky. That's super wacky. Hmm. I'm being a little bit silly right now. I'm not just taking this layer and then sticking it in with this layer. So, yeah, I could have just done all this on another layer. Well, I thought that I didn't want to go in between these two different things and keep saving. So I can just take this and hop it on over to the other one and then save it that way. So I don't get myself too twisted over. Maybe this does need to be darker. Yeah. And maybe so going for the light. Okay. Oh, that's why that's being weird. I'm trying to figure that out. Because I can add this to the gameplay also, you know, which would be kind of nice. In terms of directing the player with actual light itself, that'd be kind of hot. But should I? Don't know. Let's go for subtlety now. How about that? Why are you doing that? That's weird. There we go. Okay, next delete. So that means you would theoretically could look something like that. Definitely need to have some texture on those walls. Oh! Just looking dreadful. And we can kind of muster it in. I think we kind of muster in a little bit of a little bit more light right here, for example, just to show the exit. Oops. That's a little bit much. Again, this is theoretically what it could look like, because there's not a dodge option on there, so this is all just an experiment. Truly what I should do is this. You know what? Let's just see what happens when I just add a black and white to it. Let's do this too. I'm going to start adding some furniture to it. I'm not going to keep the furniture without some measure of filter or something like that, because, you know, the furniture will look completely out of place. But I need to add it in there to get an idea of what it is the space can actually potentially look like. So I'm going to go to my parallax, like so, just so I can make sure I position things correctly. Let's put some chairs here. Oops, let's not put it in front of the mirror, because then you won't be able to play the game. Oh boy! So actually, I'll put on the computer. Actually, maybe not put it on the floor. Most people don't have computers on the floor. Stop all the downloading. Okay, and then we'll put something like, we'll put his bed. Purple bed, purple bed. All I wanna see you, all I wanna see you in the purple bed. I'm gonna stop. Okay, now I'm gonna stop. Well, no, we won't put a landline on there. See, Aaron or Aaron, he's a bit of ahead the curve on that one, you know. It's a cool dude. He's got the whole like gambling table just right here in the middle of the floor for no reason. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna put that in there. We'll put some windows here. You know what I have stuck in my head right now? The Barbie song. I have no idea why. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world made from plastic. It's fantastic. Like, I don't know why I had that in my head. That's awful. That is trash. Okay, here we go. He's got some books, you know. Aaron is a smart dude, you know. What is this about? Look at this. Planet Earth, you just crack me up every single day. Each and every single day. I think what we'll do is we'll need to actually delete this because that dog won't hunt. But we'll give him a little table. Put that right there. And then we'll take the script right here. Put the book right there. And actually we'll put it next to another table. And I need to figure out a method to this. A method to this madness. And then we'll put a little stair. What's that crap actually? Is that a stair or a ladder? No. That's awkward. Maybe I'll just put this in there. Bam. Okay. We'll stick to the classics, right? Where everyone has a hole that with some stairs in it. Everyone has a basement apparently, you know. What else do we need, people? Oh yeah, dressers. Duh. Put that right there. And remember, Aaron's a dude, you know, like he's not too concerned with, you know, the way the crib looks. He's a bachelor. Most bachelors kind of have a nice setup, and then after that they kind of, you know, never fool with it ever again. I know I probably would be the same if I were a bachelor, but I'm not. Okay. We'll give him a nice rug. I know it was the rug. I know it was the rug. I know. I'm gonna stop. Okay. What is this even supposed to be? What is that? What about zoom in? Oh, well, that's some kind of fudgery right there, so we don't want that. We'll stick with this. Yeah, and some of the stuff I might just replace because it's looking pretty whack. I need to make it black so that I can just kind of, you know, and draw on here. It'd be very, very useful. Like, if I can take this black right here and just, you know, draw like that, that'd be very, very handy. So I'll do that a little bit later. So all I need to do is make like a black square and stick it on there somewhere. Or stick it into my, one of these. And sure, we'll add one plant when he wakes up in the morning. Bam. A shrubbery! Alright, that looks passable. And we need to take this and just not worry about, just don't worry about it right now. Basically 0%. Bam. now then. Now. Check this out. Now, what if I did this? Because the theme, like I said, the theme is this black and white thing, right? So what if the entirety of the game was just like a monochrome, and then all the objects or whatever, you know, were color? That might look really interesting, and would fit in very, very well with once again the theme. So what if? Yeah, that's what I was wanting. Okay, so wanting that. All right. Now I have this cool little tool right here that they made. It's a shadow thing. The shadow world. I'm gonna stop. Shadow world. Bam. Give everything some depth to it, like that. Because the light source is right here. Not an exact science, but I am not meaning to do that. Oh, Kirk Douglas. A weird way to swear, but whatever. Y'all scared me. Look at that. It goes underneath the objects. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Need some shadow on this side too. Stan! Yeah, I was like I said, I'm experimenting with this. So I just grabbed some windows. Everybody, let me introduce this dude right here. This dude right here is my arch nemesis. I'm just playing. He's not my arch nemesis. He's actually someone that I greatly admire and respect. If not for that guy, I would not be as far along with a lot of things and ideas as I am now. So yeah. And footage for a bedroom for a king. Again, these are just experiments right now. I'm trying to right now, Stan. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to find the look of the game itself in terms of the backgrounds. Because here's the funny thing, Stan, is that it was actually bigger than this. What initially, you remember? No, I don't like the boxiness of it. No. That looks terrible. Terrible. So I would probably need to add my own shadows to that if I'm going to go with that kind of scheme. Make it pure black, pure whatever. That's what I need to do. We hype! What's going on, Tate? Derek Tatum is also the man. Not with the master plan, but pretty close. We were all going to go road tripping together. Didn't work out that way, though. Yeah, so if I want shadows in that kind of way, then I need to actually make it my doggone self. So I would go back to my supporting layers here. All right. I need to make this very, very intricate, I think. And fortunately, I can take a picture of the background. I forgot about that. I can. There's a way to actually take a picture of this thing, and then do what you need to do with it. But I forgot how that works. Oh, please remember. Oh my god. I think it's no, that's the event searcher. There is a way to do that if I can recall. I just don't know it right now. There's some kind of way to like take a picture of this, you know, and then send it to, then send it to yourself as a PDF or whatever it is. It would have been really, really helpful. So I can draw all these objects the way they need to be drawn. But I can still count the grid and squares and everything else, you know, and then add what I need to add. So it's not too big a deal. It's not too big a deal. See what we got going on here. What is my HD? Yeah, dude, like, I have had the worst time trying to get this stream to look right, and it never has. So, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You have to help me out with that. That's why I don't really broadcast the stream, you know, to the high heavens right now, because I don't know. So I thought I would just, you know, I feel better about it, more confident about it. I'm learning the stream stuff more, but I ain't there yet. So I even tried to get a new modem and everything, and none of that stuff worked. So I don't know what the flippy floppy floop's going on with it. Let me see here. And like I said, this is just me dissecting, and for people coming in, this is me fooling around with some ideas, fooling around with all this stuff, because I really don't know what quite to do with that. So maybe what I can do is have a pure white. Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's get rid of these two. And you. Get the light. That's going to be a placeholder also. But yeah, I'll definitely do it. We can go to like the color schemes and everything, you know, because I want this to be something to where the colors itself display something about Aaron, what type of character, what type of dude he is. Gray might be a good way of looking at it, actually. Yeah, gray might be a very good way of looking at it. Let's see. How about I think the 1, 2 from the black. So 1, 2. So there's that. And you can just add in a nice white right here. Alright, let's smudge that bad boy too. Alright. Maybe get some nice happy accents coming up in here, maybe. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. So we'll just drag that on. Yeah. Just like that. Okay. Top. Bam. Now we're going to remove this so we can go ahead and view our stuff. Well, Shazam. Duh. Not that. I need this. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and raise this up to maybe 170. And let's see. Wow, I used to use All right, all right, Dirk. I will smoke with you later, homie. All right. Oh, that's way off. Yeah, I like what I do like so far. What I like so far is the there being actual lighting. As you can see, he gets further into a space, you can see more. I like the lighting idea, and I also like uh, the objects being colorful and the backgrounds being black and white. So what I might try to do is that I'm just gonna have to no, Stan, it's not wipe out. Oh my god. Demonetized. No. It's an inside joke for people who don't know. When something is negative or bad, we always say it's a bunch of white power. So, and Stan is half white and half Korean. So, deal with it. All right. Yeah. So really, what I need to do is this. Really what I need to do is this. This might set it off right here. I'm going to need to go in there manually with my pen tool here. Let me get my glove. There we go. I know it was the glove. I know it was a glove. Okay. Okay, cool. So, what I'm gonna do is, if I can just meters for a Popo meter. Yeah, just kind of reposition them so that you actually see them clearer. That was all that actually needed to happen, so I'm happy about that too. I had to fix some of the things that go along with it too, in terms of the accuracy of those Popo meters and everything. It's such a weird statement to have. The accuracy of the Popo meters. We'll do texture. Yeah, in order for me to make it look right, I think I need to just go in here manually and just add like texture to it. We'll do a brush tool so that it won't look so harsh. No wall is spotless here. And maybe we can add in I would do a checkerboard thing, but then get into messianic whatever, and then I don't know, I feel like feeling with all those accusations of me being messianic whatever. Or a Mason, that's not messianic, a Mason. Masonic. Excuse me. Just drinking water again. Okay. So something needs to be added to the floor right here. A nice black and white kind of texture. Like I'm taking this and I'm inking over or something like that. But I'm just not quite sure what to do. I'm just fooling around, like I said. Obviously. Yes. Masonic devilry. So I am not going to do a checkerboard anything right now. Because ain't nobody got time for all that. I'm not allowing myself with that. Maybe the lower levels where everyone thinks it's all good, but but the higher levels kind of becomes a little bit more problematic then. But Stan, you might know about those guys anyway, so. But I love you all the same, because Jesus loves you. Alright. Yeah, if I can get this thing to have the right kind of textures and things like that. Not perfectly. And the objects, and again, I have to make sure that I am using a filter for those as well. But if I can do that, get the floors right, make them look a little bit more rustic or whatever, I think that'll do the trick. And that's all that was really looking for in terms of figuring this thing out. So let's do this. Now that's too much light, obviously, you know. Probably the best thing to do would be to maybe let's lower this to like, I don't know, if I were going to do it officially, maybe 120. That might do the trick. Because it's too much white. Actually, now it's not enough white. Or white. Just look at that thing. Just go up like that. And I'm going to have to probably add some kind of shadow to his feet right here, because he just looks like he's like kind of walking on air. And that's not swag. That's not swag at all. Yeah, I think it's just going to be subtle things with the background. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's going to be subtle things with the background, and a lot more interesting things going on with the actual characters, and the colors will pop up there. Stuff like that, because that seems to fit the overall theme of the game much better. I think it could be really, I can think that could look really, really interesting. Super interesting, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Either that, or taking taking the objects themselves and making them look black and white as well, or grayscale or something like that. But I think it wouldn't look as interesting. The contrast wouldn't be interesting enough, I don't think. So gotta be real subtle and real careful. Okay. I'm seeing the vision now. I'm seeing it. Okay. Standard Man says, what is double the size of all objects in Aaron? These might be a little bit more difficult to do. Hey, Aaron. Because he's already double the size of the regular characters anyway. What is your reasoning behind this? I'd like to understand what you're getting at here. It wouldn't be it's not a simple fix though. Is what I'm trying to say. Because everything in this game right now is proportional size. Because the characters are little squatty little things. The original characters actually have a few that we can attest to. We can go do what? The boot storage. the size of them normally. Is these squatty little things. Run your stuff, son! Run it! Who you is? Okay. Yeah, that's what they look like right here. Yeah, not simple fix. I am mainly looking for simple fixes here for the most part. Cause I'm already like 2 months behind on this thing, dude. Not you, just dude in the plural. Yeah. Yeah, I think I found my bread and butter. Okay, I'm excited now. That'll look really, really great. Okay. Alright, guys. It is that time for me to head out. My Popol meter has gone up so much. I am just moments away from being arrested. I should have done some old school or some classical music. There we go. I'm just kind of playing around. Make sure my ignorant meter and stuff like that works. Well, if he's animated incorrectly, so... And homegirl's in the wall. It's like whenever I change the whether like you walk on stuff or not, like something gets screwy every time, so I have to figure that out too. And so you can see your ignorant meter kind of going up now too, so that's helpful. Before it was like stuck in the corner, like where she is, and so yeah, not so much. Yep, and here comes the Jake. Yep, that's no good. Terrible. Oh man, well, this makes me happy. This makes me happy. So, all right, Stan. Thank you for your comments and concerns. Thank you, David, for stopping in. Thank you, Dirk. That's the right way to pronounce your name because I'm from Kentucky and I'm black. Dirk. Thank you for stopping by as well. And my main man, Stan the Man. Thank you for stopping by as well. Stan the Man also has a book that on Amazon called actually go ahead and what is it? Sorry, I'm looking at it right here. Your long name confuses me sometimes. If you look at Stan Farina and go to Amazon.com, Francesco Agustin Bernardone, A Brief History of Our Tomorrows is actually a it's like a RPG fan fiction. Actually, there's a better term for it. What was the term again, Stan? I forgot what it was. It was some kind of new trend going on, especially in Europe. But it's basically raises some questions about gamers and the future of gaming and things like that, you know, and made a little fictional story about it that we're continuing on, and it's actually really good. And I'm not just saying that because Stan is my main man, but I'm saying that because honestly and truthfully, it actually is like really good. As in, I will probably read more of those, not because of the quality of it. The quality stands no whether I read them or not, but simply because I am not so good at sitting and reading. I like to usually listen to audio books or audio something, you know, so because then that way I can like program my stuff and work on the game or whatever it is, and you know, not be tethered to the book so necessarily. So, but sometimes those are good things too. So, a literature RPG. Thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate that. But yeah, that's the kind of book that it is. But you can go to Amazon and type in his name, you'll be able to see this content on there as well. But anyway, guys, that's the time, and I'm hoping very, very much to have this thing kind of wrapped up by the end of the month, or at least have some major changes to where all the backgrounds are all done and all the other good stuff, and it's like moments away from launch. So, but I'm going to take my time in launching it to make sure it's done right, because I need to get my website up and everything, and all the little extracurricular things that you need to do for them to launch a game correctly. So it'll be out when it's ready, but it'll probably be ready, and then it'll be out. Because yeah, I'm only one man. So, but if you're a web designer, hey, holla at your boy 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Because we need someone to do more of the web stuff and everything, who's gonna really know their way around WordPress and things like that. So, but anyway, guys, loves and hugs. I will smoke with y'all later on, and bye bye.